Okay, right now, this part of my tongue that I just showed you, and I'm sorry that my teeth all look all nasty and stuff. It's because of the targeting that I'm enduring on a massive scale. Now, hold on one second. All right, folks, today's date is, what you look at this, okay? I've been brutally targeted up here for the last 18 hours, okay? I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and this area of the head up in here was being massively targeted. I can tell energy was coming down from there up into this area, and it was going directly down up into here. And if you pay very close attention, so look at this. They're not even letting the effects that were created from the 15th on heal. That's why I'm making these videos, to show that it's not healing. Oh, absolutely. Okay? Look at this. Look at this. Okay? And why is that red right there? I'm also experiencing massive amounts of community-based sound props. Look at this redness up here. Okay? So I woke up in the middle of the night with this area, about 2:30 in the morning, with this area of the brain being massively targeted. And I could tell the energy was going down to this area, which is why you might be seeing this. See, because I got at least 5 or 6 videos at least that have been made here since the 15th that have not been uploaded yet. Also, pay attention to my eyes, the eyes themselves. Okay. And I already know the satanic filth that's across the street right now with this landscape tool. I know for a fact that's being perpetrated through. Would you just look at this? Okay, so do you notice how it's red here, and that's white right there? Okay, so you got, this was not, this right here was not, this right here was not, and this right here was not in the audio files that I made between the 15th. Just look at this. This is what these 6 satanic filth are doing to me. And why would they be hitting the parietal lobe and motor cortex area while I'm sleeping? Just look at this. Look at this. This is radio telemetry. Just fucking implants. Oh, absolutely. Now, if you don't know anything about the crime of gang stalking, I ain't got time in this right now to go into a long, detailed explanation so you can see how energy is going from one implant to another. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I could tell some of it was occurring from here. The area that's where both your jaw bones, you got your upper gum line, then you got your lower gum line, which are your jaws. Well, both of those jaws go up and meet right here, right next to the ear. And I could tell I was getting dumps from that. So you can go to Google and type in at Google. Just look at this. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at this. Okay, so when I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, I definitely could feel that this area was being affected. So I got up my 10 unit pads and I put them on right there. And by the way, not even 5 minutes ago, they did a massive attack to the top of the head on the right. Oh, absolutely. So it appears that the attacks that I was enduring as I was sleeping was occurring either in the parietal lobe and or motor cortex area. And yeah, I literally feel it right now. Like part of it is also here. So keep this in mind. There might be a Utah electrode array involved in this, or it might be also, when you go to Google and type in at Google a scalp lead cochlear implant. Okay. Oh, absolutely. You should also know that there's an extreme likelihood that I got a suspected tooth down here. Now, there's a certain type of implant, okay, that it's called the audio tooth. Now, I'm not implying or inferring that I believe that that's in me, but consider this. I just made some videos yesterday through my ear camera, okay? And I used it and I stuck it up in the mouth, and there's an open gap up in the upper jawline, okay? And there's a black in the middle of it. Now, this is not the remnants of a tooth filling that got stuck in the gum when I got the tooth pulled. It's not part of a dead nerve root. Okay, it's literally a hard object, and it's not part of a piece of a leftover tooth. It's not that at all. Okay, now so just to kind of introduce you to the concept, I mean, just look at this. This red part right here was not here at all, okay, in any of the videos that I made between the 15th and yesterday, okay, and neither was this white part right here. Now, I made a statement in my tape recorder yesterday and earlier today that I feel like the energy is going from here, right, like along this main line, and ended up here, and then it goes into here. I literally stated that. Look at this, okay, and say, why is it affected here, the red area? Now, folks, look, the satanic filth that's hosting this crime, and this is reported all over the internet concerning gang stalking, the program of gang stalking. It's just brutally torturing hundreds of thousands of, tens of thousands of Americans are reporting it online every day concerning them being forced to endure the criminal program of gang stalking being applied towards their body and their life. I mean, it's all, yeah. And look at this right up in here, how deep and dark that is right there. And do you notice this puffed out area right here? Why is that puffed out like that? Is that just loose skin? Okay, more than likely, but it still seems popped. Okay, so look at this shit. If I was to go to the hospital, you know what the hospital would say? The hospital says, I don't know what this is. In fact, you should go see your primary physician. No, absolutely. Scripps, yeah, absolutely. I already went to Scripps affiliated primary physicians and was gang stalked in their offices like you would not believe. Oh, absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. This is related to the visual prosthetics that are in my eyes. Now, you'll understand that when I make some upcoming videos. But you just look at this. Okay? Look at it. And you notice this white part around here? Okay? Up in here. So the interior of the mouth got fried. And I made a bunch of videos yesterday with the ear camera. Okay? And, it caught that opening up that's back up in the upper left gum line. And what's interesting about that was the day before I went into some old tweets. Yeah, like just here in the past few days, I discovered that the perps went into my primary Gmail account and erased over 300 emails, and that includes all correspondence with Scripps affiliated doctors, Molina Healthcare, which I no longer have, but those emails were still important, with the healthcare imaging services, and with the ear, nose, and throat specialist, and with the Spectrum Dental. They all got erased. So why does a crime go into my email account and erase all these emails of me interfacing with different medical establishments? All of them, except for Spectrum Dental, all of them directly connected to Scripps affiliated primary physicians, everything. They all got erased. And that includes the video image that was sent to my email from the ENT doctor. That got scrubbed too. Yeah, where she said I had an infection in the right ear, but would never. I begged her office over 5 times to phone in that ear infection medicine to the pharmacist, and every pharmacist I went to said no, it hasn't been called in. CVS and Vons. Okay, they're all missing. All the emails are missing. So why would they want to go into my account and erase all correspondence between Molina Healthcare, even though they have not been my healthcare provider since August of 2024? Okay, why did they do that? And what have I been through this crime since I reacquired my regular health insurance, which means since I was no longer part of Molina, because when I canceled Molina, my insurance kicked back to my regular insurance, Medicare and Medicaid, leaving me more leaving more options open to me for doctors, right? And what did I start enduring in August of 2024? Massive escalated community-based gang stalking and massive other targeting. You know, my fellow American citizens, I'm going to be uploading a video today that caught a high-energy plasma maser hitting me, interfacing with my body so this tent, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, I believe it's like 5 feet high. Okay, this maser was coming into my tent from around. Okay, so you see where my elbow's at right now. Okay, if I bring my elbow back here without moving it up or down, the maser was coming in at elbow level. That meant that it had to be something that got flown onto the property or something positioned onto the property. And then the beam was going across my face. But I was bent down, so it kind of like went over. Okay? But I usually sit mostly pretty straight up. And that was the area that's less than 100 feet away from where I'm at right now. Okay, so last night when I was sleeping, the parietal lobe or the motor cortex right here was being heavily targeted. I woke up with a radiation headache, okay, in the back base cranium, and then so I took the vitamins, the aspirins, and then I literally felt the dump occur from this area right here. So I put these 10 unit pads on this side and on this side, and the pain dropped by 70%. Okay, because the electrical stimulation from these 10 units, it's throwing off the routing scheme that they're using. Now, the scalp lead cochlear implant, that means there's a lead on the scalp. And energy is being converted from the sound processor, the cochlear implant, okay, up into the lead, because sound conversion to electrical signal. Okay, but that doesn't mean, though, too, that a Utah electrode array is not on the parietal lobe and or the motor cortex. And that would be related to other surrounding issues concerning wireless body area network integrated implants, wideband, gang stalking crimes. So, these sick fucking satanic filth and this landscape noise bullshit, listen to this. Now, that noise has been staying in the same exact identical to a T stationary position for 2 hours now. What type of landscape work can a landscape worker do to where he's staying in the same exact spot for 2 hours? He hasn't moved that way, he hasn't moved this way, okay? He hasn't moved either which way. He's in the same spot for 2 hours. So, what can you do with a landscaping tool that would force you to use that landscaping tool for 2 straight hours in the same spot? By the way, that sound that you just heard is extremely identical to an airplane. Now, airplanes and landscaping tools are all over the internet to be connected to noise harassment, connected to gang stalking. But if you got an ear implant in you and they're propping up normal sounds that have normal appearing excuses to be in the area, is that sound conversion is what's creating specific electrical signals. And then the electrical signals gets routed to an implant. See how it works? So just research extensively different types of cochlear ear implants, bone conduction, regular, open air. Okay, cochlear implants, a lot of these cochlear implants also have antennas on them, so they can be remotely interfaced with. So the antenna receives a radio signal, and they can literally fry you through that. I shit you fucking not. You know how your phone overheats when you're using your phone? That's because your phone is interfacing with your service carrier through what? An antenna. And what is the antenna receiving? A radio signal. Same concept. It's a little bit different, but it's the same concept concerning radio signal. Radio signals can be used to send wireless transmissions, which is nothing but radiation. Alright, so I made those 2 videos through my ear camera app, and it showed the open gap again in the gum line of the left jaw. It showed burns on my tongue, and another possible thing that got caught that should not, I got to go back and take a thorough look at that, because that might be very close to some of the evidence that was caught on August 9, 2022 at a spot that's less than 10 feet away from where I'm sitting at right now. Literally, look at this. Would you just look at this? Now, that video I made